Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking onto my video and thank you so much for being here as well. So the other day on Instagram story, I asked you guys whether if you wanted a review on the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. This bitch is right here. I didn't think so many people would respond. I got over 400 comments on my picture with the fire emoji because I asked you guys to leave a fire emoji on my latest post if you do want a review, and there's 400 comments and I was like, I just couldn't believe it because I didn't think you guys would even care to watch me talk about this eyeshadow palette, but I'm so glad you guys did because I am dying to talk to you guys about this eyeshadow palette. And even though there are like a bazillion tutorials and reviews, I just wanted to do my own take on this eyeshadow palette and kind of do a lot of in-depth talks about this palette along with other palettes as well. And I also included 2 makeup tutorials on how to use this eyeshadow palette, which will be at the end of the video. Before I start this video, I just want to say a really big thank you for supporting me. I mean, I'm on 50,000 subbies on YouTube, which is insane, and I just want to say a really big thank you. And I nearly have 500,000 followers on Instagram and I just can't believe it. Like, I just never knew little me would be a blogger. Like 5 years ago, I was just so upset with life and didn't know what I wanted to do, and I didn't think I would have the courage or the confidence or the ability to sit in front of a camera and talk. I mean, it's just crazy. So I wanted to do a giveaway and give out a Naked Heat palette. So I am on the Urban Decay PR list in England. However, I bought it in Sephora in New York when I was out there because, you know, why not? And yeah, when I received this, I was like, I want to give this to one special follower who was there for me and by my side. And not only will you get the Naked Heat palette, but you will also get a bunch of benefit makeup as well. So in order to win this giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel and put down your Instagram name down below, and it has to be on public. That way I can message you and know that you're following me on Instagram as well, because you have to subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and yeah, your Instagram has to be on public so I know that you're not cheating and I can contact you as well. This will be a long ass video, so do get yourself some drinks and some snacks as well, and I will also leave some time links down below, that way you guys can skip some of the scenes. So just to give you So just to give you guys a backstory of this eyeshadow palette, I did not want to buy this. And the reason why I didn't want to buy it is because, one, Urban Decay is really late in the game for releasing a warm eyeshadow palette. I felt like they should have released this maybe at the beginning of the year, but then again, I don't know much about the business of making makeup. Maybe they had their own reasons why they released this palette in summer. I mean, it is summer, so, and it is the heat palette, so that's probably why. But still, like last year, a lot of companies like Anastasia Beverly Hills, Kylie Cosmetics, who else? NYX Warm Neutral Eyeshadow Palette, they were all released last year, and I just felt like Urban Decay was just a little bit late to the game, so I didn't want to buy it because I have so many warm eyeshadow palettes. When I was in Sephora, the one eyeshadow palette I wanted to buy was the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. Now, I know what you're thinking, that's a warm eyeshadow palette as well, but the thing is, this is Natasha Denona. I've never reviewed or tried any of her products, so I wanted to get that one certain eyeshadow palette because it just looks so beautiful, and it was so big, and it had so many eyeshadows in there, and the pigments were insane, and it had that yellow eyeshadow that really popped out to me. And to me, that Natasha Denona Sunset eyeshadow palette, it just looked so beautiful, and I just wanted that eyeshadow palette more than this one. I mean, I will insert a picture of the Natasha Denona palette right here, and you can understand why I would want to buy that rather than this. So when I was in the shop swatching these eyeshadows, I was very shocked because there are a lot of pictures online that did not sell this eyeshadow palette, honey, and I'm going to insert a picture that way you guys know what I'm talking about. First shadow I swatched, I believe, was Scorched, and I was like, ooh, okay. And then the second eyeshadow I swatched was He Devil, and I was like, okay. and yeah, I thought, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy it. And sorry for my language, but that's what literally went through my head. I'm really glad that I got this eyeshadow palette actually, and I don't regret it. I thought I was gonna regret this, but I'm really glad I didn't, and I'm very, very proud of you, Urban Decay. Very, very proud. I'm gonna talk about how it feels. It feels nice, it feels sturdy, it feels trusting as well. I feel like I can just throw this into my suitcase and it'll be fine. It feels quite thick in the hand as well. I know that sounds really naughty. If you look at the front, it almost looks a little 3D as well. I mean, I don't think the camera can really pick up that effect, but when you do see it in person, you'll know what I mean. Just to let you guys know, there are 12 eyeshadows, 5 shimmers and 7 mattes, and this is retailed at £39.50. The one thing I don't like about this eyeshadow palette is that it comes with this brush, and I'm not gonna lie guys, this brush is too stiff to blend out the eyeshadow. It's good at packing on, don't get me wrong, but in terms of blending it out, I'm just like, no. My most favorite eyeshadows are Sourced, Low Blow, and Lumbra, or Lumbra, or however you want to say it. Those 3 eyeshadows are like my go-to sort of everyday eyeshadow eyeshadows that I pick up. Can't talk. Oh. And my least favorite eyeshadow is actually Ashes and Ounce. So Ounce is meant to be like a shimmery type of eyeshadow, but to be honest, it's actually not that shimmery. I mean, this is a finger swatch, so it's going to look bomb AF, but for some reason on the eyes, it just doesn't pick up. I don't know if it's because of my skin tone, or maybe it's my concealer, or maybe it's my primer. I'm not sure what's going on, but Ounce is my least favorite color because it just doesn't work for me, and Ashes as well. Ashes is such a hard color to blend out. Oh my god. This makeup look, which will be shown at the end of the video, I did use Ashes, and you will see how much effort I had to put in order to blend it out. And I don't know, when I did use this eyeshadow, I thought I was gonna flop at this makeup tutorial, but I managed to save it by doing a cut crease. So yeah, I had to like kind of cover it with a bit of concealer. The other darker eyeshadows such as Cayenne and En Fuego and He Devil, they are so easy to blend. I feel like if you are a beginner at makeup, you're gonna have such a good time playing with He Devil, Cayenne and En Fuego. Just be careful with Ashes, like I said. I personally don't think this eyeshadow palette needs a primer. I think it works really well on just your eyelid with a bit of concealer. So when I do my makeup tutorials, I'm not going to use any primer. I'm just going to use my favorite concealer, and that is the NARS Soft Matte Creamy Concealer in Canal. I'm going to now flip my camera around and show you some eyeshadow palettes that are very similar to the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. There's only one that's very, very similar, but other than that, the rest is quite similar, but like not 100%. So I'm very interested in hearing your guys' feedback, because when I was comparing this eyeshadow palette to another eyeshadow palette, I was like, honey, wow. One of the eyeshadow palettes that I have at home that's very similar to the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette is the NYX Warm Neutral eyeshadow palette. I mean, come on now, it is so similar. The only difference is that the NYX one, it has a little bit more shadows. So the NYX eyeshadow palette has 16 eyeshadows, and just a reminder, the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette has 12. So this is very good value for money because you get 16 eyeshadows and it's like less than £20, and it's a beautiful eyeshadow palette as well. However, the performance, it's good but not 100% there. One of my favorite eyeshadows in the NYX eyeshadow palette is this one. So if I just give you a swatch, and this one as well. To let you guys know, I have no primer or anything on my hand. So that is the NYX one. So these 3 are my personal favorite eyeshadows, and I'm just going to give you some swatches of my 3 favorite eyeshadows in the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. So Lumber has got a lot of chunkiness in there, so be aware that there is going to be a lot of fall. And that is what it looks like. The shimmers are definitely more pigmented in the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. The NYX one is not quite there, but that's not a bad thing because you can always use a primer, or you can use a wet brush to intensify the shimmer. The NYX Warm Neutral Eyeshadow Palette definitely needs an eyeshadow primer. Just to let you guys know, Urban Decay and NYX is owned by L'Oreal, so chances are shadows and products are going to be very similar in terms of consistency and colour as well. So this eyeshadow over here is very similar to In Fuego, so I'm just going to do some comparison swatches. I'm just going to do it over here and get some In Fuego. So it's very similar. And I'm just going to do one more comparison swatch. So I'm going in with this eyeshadow, which is so beautiful, and I'm going in with Dirty Talk. So Dirty Talk is just a little bit more intense. Not going to lie guys, this is a good dupe to the Naked Urban Decay Heat Palette. However, the shadows in here are much more creamier and they are very blendable as well. And the NYX one, it is there, but it does take a little bit of time to blend. For example, the darker shades, like this one, is a little bit hard to blend. This shadow doesn't really show on my skin, neither does this shadow, and neither does that shadow. And this shadow, it's a bit hard to blend because it just looks a bit ashy. So I just thought I'd let you guys know there are pros and cons to each of these palettes. So here I have the Morphe x Jaclyn Hill eyeshadow palette. There are some shades in there that looks very similar to the Urban Decay one, so I'm just going to do some swatches and comparisons. If you hear a little bell in the background, that's my cat, by the way. So this eyeshadow right here, I personally feel like it's very, very similar to In Fuego. Yeah, very similar. So I feel like this eyeshadow could be also very similar to this one. Yep, quite similar. There's only like 2 or 3 eyeshadows that are very similar to the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, so it's not really a good comparison. However, the NYX one though, that is a very, very good comparison. I'm now going to do some finger swatches and some brush swatches for you as well, so keep on watching if you want to know how it goes down. And I also want to let you guys know that for the brush swatches, it's a bit of a tongue twister trying to say those 2 words together. I'm going to use the Kiko 212 brush. This is just a standard synthetic packing on eyeshadow brush, and I'm not going to have any primer or anything on my arms. And in between the brush swatches, I'm going to use a kitchen towel and just rub it together like that. That way no products can be mixed together and I don't have to use anything wet to clean this brush. So now I'm going to show you how to do 2 different makeup looks using the Naked Heat palette. So yeah, keep on watching if you want to know how to use this palette for neutral glam and heavy glam look as well. I'm going in with Sourced first as a transition colour. Sourced is such a beautiful transition colour, and I just dropped my brush. I'm just going in again. Even though you can see the colour, I do want it to be not too intense, but I want people to be able to see that I got this eyeshadow on because it is a gorgeous colour. So that's about 3 layers of Sourced. And then the next colour I'm going to go into is Low Blow. And I'm going to apply that on the centre of my eyelids. So I'm being quite messy with this because this is like my quick everyday type of makeup look. There's no like streakiness or anything, there's no kickback, there's no fall as well so far anyway. I'm going to buff out the whole entire eyeshadow together now. The next eyeshadow I'm going to go in is Lumber or however you want to say it, and I'm just going to literally apply this all over my eyelid. And I'm going to apply a little bit of a darkish eyeshadow on my socket, like around here. And I'm going to use the colour He Devil. And you want to make sure you tap it off because these eyeshadows are so pigmented, and the darker the shadow, the longer it's going to take for you to blend out the shadow. This is the 4th time I'm going in with He Devil, so you can tell that I like to start off with the smallest amount and then build it up. I just got a little bit of concealer and I'm just going to neaten this up. I'm now going to put a little bit of an eyeliner on. I'm using the Tom Ford double-ended eyeliner, I think that's what it's called. Just going to neaten up my eyeliner so the eyeliner is a little bit more defined and round. And now I'm going to go ahead and apply Huda Beauty lashes in Samantha. These are the most natural looking lashes that Huda has to offer for me. Everything else is quite bold on me, but these are quite wearable for everyday looks. And what a difference lashes does, but I'm so glad that the lashes are on, because for a moment I was worried that you guys might think, oh, this eyeshadow looks rubbish, but if you actually think about it, with the lashes and the liner, it looks quite wearable, neutral glam type of everyday makeup look. So I just realised that when I was doing my eyeshadow off camera, as in like my other eye, there is a little bit of fall. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it is from the eyeshadow Lumbra, and it's just a tiny bit. It's not an issue because I can just wipe it away, but yeah, just want to let you guys know that that's got a little bit of fall. I'm using Buxom's Here's My Number eyeliner, and I'm just going to apply that on my waterline. So what I'm doing is that because this is a gel eye pencil, I'm going to apply a little bit on my lash line as well as on my waterline, so when I do smoke it out, at least there's a little bit of how can I explain it? The gel grabs onto the shadow better, and it will help create that smoky drop shadow. So that's what I'm doing right now. And if you are ever wondering how to do a drop shadow on your eyes, what I'd recommend is using a gel liner, put it on your waterline, and then go ahead and lightly put some on your lash line, and then use a small brush, which I will show you in a moment, to blend out. And yeah, that's your drop shadow. I'm going to go in with He Devil to do my drop shadow. And then as you can see, the liner that was on the lash line, it's blending in with the eyeshadow, so it's giving that very nice smoky look. So if you guys are wondering, I'm missing a rose, and no matter how many times I try to stick it back on, it just won't stick on. So we're just gonna carry on like nothing has happened. I'm going to do the lips now. I feel like it's really important that the eyeshadow matches with the lips. Some people don't realize that, so I thought I would just mention it just in case. If you do realize it, that's really good, but if you don't, that's like a tip if you are new into makeup. So I'm just going to use the NYX Snow Cap lipstick. I'm now going to apply Urban Decay lip gloss in Liar, which is one of my favorite lip glosses. It's so pretty. Just have a look, guys. I'm gonna zoom you in so you can see. And this is my everyday neutral glam makeup look, like no word of a lie, the Naked Heat palette. For some reason, I'm just drawn to it. I just pick it out of my drawer and I just put it on, and I've been doing it for the past like 2 to 3 weeks now. So I am being absolutely honest with you guys. I do like this eyeshadow palette, even on an everyday type of basis, type of looks. And it looks really, really nice in the light as well. I don't know if you guys can like tell, maybe, because I really want you guys to like see what Lumber's like in person. If you do have time, maybe go into Sephora or Debenhams and check that eyeshadow out. It's just that one eyeshadow I want you to really, really swatch and yeah, try on, because it's just such a beautiful colour. So I went ahead and took off the eyeshadow and I just hydrated my eyes using some eye cream, and I used the NARS Soft Matte Concealer just to hide my bags and to conceal my eyelid as well. I did wipe away my lipstick because I'm going to use a new lipstick for this heavy glamour makeup look. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to dip into sauce and zoom you in and apply that all over my eyelid. Okay, all of a sudden I've gone a bit cuckoo. I'm now dipped into cayenne, and I'm going to apply that onto this part of the eyes. Using the same brush, I'm going in with En Fuego. I think I'm saying it right, and I hope I am saying it right. And I'm just going to apply that on the outer corners of my eyes and blend it out. I now dipped into Ashes and applying that just on the outer corner of my eyes. So I zoomed you guys in just a little bit more, that way you can see the eyeshadow Ashes. It is not blending as buttery and smoothly compared to the other eyeshadows, unfortunately. Like, I don't know if you can tell, it's just not looking cute, and I don't know if it's because of my brushes or if it's maybe the concealer, but I'm just like kind of like, what do I do right now? Because I really don't want this heavy glam makeup look to flop. So I'm just gonna carry on and just pray that this eyeshadow look will look good. I have had trouble in the past blending out Ashes, and I do try my best to avoid using this color. I'm going to put En Fuego on top of Ashes just to fill in those little weird lines. As always, a bit of concealer to neaten out the ends of the eyeshadow. I've picked up more concealer and I'm just going to do a half cut crease. And this is making me feel a little bit better now. I'm now going to use Amber or Ember or whatever. So pretty, oh my god! I picked up some Scorched and applying it just in the inner corners of my eyes. I picked up some Cayenne and I'm just going to blend that out. And I'm just picking up some concealer to tidy up the drop shadow. Picked up a little bit of En Fuego and I'm just going to apply that on top of Cayenne. For a moment I forgot what it was called. And to be super duper duper extra, I picked up a little bit of Dirty Talk and I'm actually going to put it on top of where I applied the other shadows. This is just to give a little bit of sparkle. And for lashes, I'm going to use Lily Lashes in Monaco. And to match my lips with my eyes, I'm going to use Milani Liquid Lip in 19 Corvettes. And this is the second look. I hope you guys like it. It's very intense and very partying out there. I did use a lot of concealer around here and put on a lot of highlight as well because it is a very intense glam look. I do love the brown liquid lip. I think it goes well with the eye makeup very well. In terms of the eyeshadows in itself, Ashes was the only one that I really disliked, but everything else, it went on smoothly. I had no trouble. The shimmers has a little bit of fall, so I do recommend if you are going to get this palette, do the eyes first and then the foundation and concealer. I did the mistake of doing my base first, but that's the only thing I could say really. Yeah, I hope you like this look. And that is the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for sitting through this video and watching this. It means so much to me. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to click the subscribe button and click on the bell button as well, so that way you never miss a video from me. I am going to be doing so much more reviews, and I do these review videos for you guys rather than for me, so that is why on Instagram I'm always like, do you guys want me to do this or do you guys want me to do this? So yeah, everything I do is for you. And don't forget, I have a giveaway as well on the Naked Heat palette. All you have to do is subscribe, and down below in the comment section give me your Instagram name, that way I can find you and personally DM you and talk to you as well. And not only you get the Naked Heat palette, but you also get some Benefit makeup products as well as a bonus, because I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. Bye.